Yesterday, we learned about the news that the Central Bank of Nigeria is ready to make a change to the available currency in Nigerian market. The Central Bank of Nigeria has finalized plans to withdraw all the current notes of 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira in Nigerian circulation and replace it with a newly printed set of notes for the same denominations. I mean the 200 naira notes, 500 naira notes, and the 1,000 naira notes. Though there has been a lot of reactions, both negative and positive, about the plans. In fact, some people now are calling for the removal of the central bank governor Emefiele. However, you still have many people are giving appraisal to him for the decision. However, it is very good for us to look into what are the likely merits that the country may derive from the intended, plan to withdraw the 200 naira note, 500 naira note, and 1,000 naira note from Nigerian markets. If we think into this thing and we think about it deeply, there's no how we won't give kudos to the Central Bank governor and the management of the Central Bank of Nigeria. One, it will be very important for us to consider the fact that 200 naira note, 500 naira note, and 1,000 naira note is the denomination that are being used to perpetrate criminality in Nigeria, because they will compress the volume of money that could be carried about mostly by the criminals. When we talk about kidnappers, what denomination do you think will be used to pay their ransoms? When you talk about armed robbers, when they strike banks, when they strike financial institutions, what denominations do you think they preferably go away with from the banking law? When you think about the politicians, those people that you all want to hear, when you think about the politicians embezzling our money in billions, what denomination do you think they will prefer to stockpile their money? It is either 200 naira note, 500 naira note, or 1,000 naira note, because nobody want to, they don't want 100 naira note that will be too voluminous for them to carry about, to hide in this sock away, the pits, in the septic tanks, in the rooms. Let us flash back some years ago during the whistleblowing policy. We heard about some money being kept, stockpiled at a flat in Ikoyi. We call it Ikoyi Gate then. Don't forget. What denomination do you think this money will be? Definitely they are in Naira. The currency was Naira. There will be 1,500 Naira notes. Definitely. Now, if the Central Bank of Nigeria has now decided to withdraw the 500 Naira, 1,000 and 200 Naira notes in the circulation and replace with new one, this will now force every citizen of Nigeria that might have stockpiled voluminous amount of money anywhere in the country to take the money to bank. Now, let's come to think of this. Let us think of this. When you go to bank now with, let's for instance say you go to bank with 500 million naira notes of 1,000 or 500 naira or 200 naira notes that you want to change, that is bulk payment. It will now be easier for EFCs to query the source of your money. Where did you get that money and where is this money coming from? Since where did apart from the fact that the Central Bank of Nigeria has released a reason that about 85% of the money that was supposed to be in the circulation were somewhere unknown to them withheld. That means those 85% of money was stockpiled somewhere by either the kidnappers who collected voluminous 100 million naira from their victims. They couldn't go to bank with those 100 million naira notes. They will keep it somewhere, definitely. Now they'll be forced to move those large quantity of money to bank now. Now they must be ready to refill the source of that money. The politician who might have embezzled billions of naira and kept it underground will now be forced to open the pits and move the money to where? To the bank. Now, and you must be able to justify the source of that money. Now, they will not be left with two options. One is either they will be able to justify, or that means they will convincingly be able to justify the source of the money or forfeit the money. When I say forfeiture, there are two ways they might forfeit the money. One, either by leaving it underground. They won't take it to bank and they will leave it in their homes or in their wherever they are keeping it now, null and voided. After the given time range, when CBN will be expecting every holder of currency, the 500 naira, 200 naira, and 1,000 naira to have returned the money to bank. If you are still having the notes at home, you are on your own. It will be void and invalid. It will cease to be legal tender to transact any business in Nigeria. You understand? Then that means the money is forfeited. Or when you move the money to bank and you are unable to convince either EFCC is in charge or ICPC is in charge, the source of your wealth, the source of that money, that means the money will be forfeited and be given to the federal government of Nigeria. So this is likely the easiest and likely going to be the most efficient way to fight corruption under the administration of Muhammadu Buhari since 2015 when he got to power. At the end of the day, I'm very sure everybody that is criticizing Emefiele for taking such decision may retract their earlier submissions and give praise to that man. We should all support him. I think this is a move to curb corruption in the country. In fact, it will not only curb corruption that might have existed since the inauguration of this administration. It will curb corruption that might have been existing since 200 naira, 500 naira, 1,000 naira note were released, were printed and injected into Nigerian circulation, money circulation. Since the era of Obasanjo, some people were stockpiling money. Since the era of Yar'Adua Jonathan till this one, the era of Muhammadu Buhari, some people they are stockpiling billions of naira at home. They don't need to go to bank before they don't need to go to bank at all before they spend hundreds of millions of naira. They have it at home. They don't even want to go to bank. They don't want bank to trace the money, the notes, the number to them. So now they'll be forced either to move the money to bank and present evidence that will justify the means where the money came from, or you forfeit the money.